Well, for sure, I won't be around. It'd take a miracle to see me survive another 25 years. I'll be with a Haramitya if I get there. But I would imagine if they are sensible, they'll plant more tea using the North Central province and even the Eastern province after doing soil tests, using drip irrigation with Israeli experts' help. You know, if you look at Sri Lanka, the key to our being the granary of the East in the olden days with our kings was rice. And there were tanks by the thousands. Now those tanks are all empty, they are denuded, they are full of silt. I have a book actually which has all the irrigation map of this country and all the tanks. There are thousands that could be renovated and bought up. And we are always talking water shortage, crop is going to fail. If they clean up those tanks, open up waterways like they have done with the Mahaveli scheme and of Randanigala, they open up another 100 of those sort of tanks which are there, particularly in the north and the northeast. We could have a granary again. We don't need to import wheat, we don't need to import rice, we don't need to import anything in terms of vegetables if we actually look after our water. And from that, that's why I'm talking about tea, we're down to 300 million kilos. There's plenty of scope to make 500 million kilos. Okay, it takes 5 years for the tea bush to germinate and start producing. But how did we start in 1867? With nothing, because coffee failed. Now, what do we need? This country needs more foreign exchange. There's no reason why we couldn't sell more tea. And the way to sell it is not just as raw tea, but not just as tea bags, but to sell it as iced tea. It's a beverage. We need to get into the beverage market fully. And I think Dilma is trying, and Kelani Valley Plantations is trying and has an instant tea plant which makes very good product, but I don't think they are full in terms of capacity at the moment. But we need to get into those areas where we produce the raw powder or the liquid concentrate or the finished drink, whether it be canned, PET bottled or glass bottled. And from that we can move into so many other niches. I mean, just imagine, I just mentioned the advantages of the agricultural reasons that we have. So if we have 2-3 more, they'll have different tastes again. I mean, Dambula vegetables are totally different to upcountry vegetables, totally different to what comes from down south. So, you know, we need to look at what's happening in those areas. There's plenty of land that can be cleared and easy to manage because it's flat. So you could have mechanical planting, mechanical harvesting, so many things could be done different to what it's done now, which will make cost of production actually lower. And then if there are units that are losing money, okay, in business, some businesses have to go out of business. Whereas here, everybody is still trying to stay in business even though they're losing. There's no proper economic scale that, you know, makes people go out of business. And a lot of the people who got into the low country tea business are not tea people. They are mudalalis who were in so many other different types of business, whether they were butchers or bakers or hardware merchants. They had the money, they got into it. They got subsidies to start factories, they got into it. When they started, they made money. Now they're struggling. So we need to look at 25 years down the road. Some of those may have to close, other areas need to open, new products, innovations need to take place. So we need to look at the whole structure of the industry. People have to decide. Again, marketing will play a key role. What is the tea board going to do to support the industry? Where are the joint ventures? I mean, Coca-Cola sells tea around the world in cans, and in Japan out of machines. So does Pepsi. Suntory and Asahi, which are whiskey and beer makers, sell tea. But we haven't got into partnerships with Carlsberg or Lion Brand to sell tea. It hasn't even been thought of. And they have the bottling plants. And there's a Coca-Cola plant here in this country. There's a Pepsi plant in this country. Elephant House, EGB and whatever, they tried tea just in a very small way and then gave it up. They could be marketing in this local market bottled tea. So tea has to move out of its traditional loose tea, packet tea and tea bag into being in a pod, coming out of a machine like the coffee machine makes espresso, cappuccino, latte, you name it. We got to have a machine that can produce Norelia, Dimbula, Dikoya, Ruhuna, Sabaragama, and you just fill it up in a pod. And people want things instantly now. You go into Coffee Bean in Horton Place, they'll sell you tea. Barista will sell you tea. So the coffee guys know that tea is sellable, but the tea guys don't know it. So the industry has to wake up.